Hello friends and welcome to another edition of Drafting with Newmont here for Newmont Gaming. This time we have Eternal Masters. Finally! Eternal Masters is online. We get to draft it. And just like with a lot of the Masters formats, Masters drafts, the power level is going to be very high. Cards are going to be very powerful. You're going to see a lot of great things and you're going to wonder how they're getting past. You have to remember that all of the cards, well, most of the cards in this format are going to be very, very powerful. Our first pack, we opened an Inkwell Leviathan. It goes pretty nicely with the uncommon in this pack, actually. Extract from Darkness. The funny thing is about Reanimator, which is a pseudo-archetype in this format, all of the reanimation cards are uncommon. Extract from Darkness, Reanimate Dead, Victimize, Torrent of Souls, they're all uncommon cards. In this pack here, I think I actually just like taking the Prismatic Lens and staying open. I mean, you see other good cards here like Gravedigger, Night's Whisper, Mistral Charger, but Lens just keeps you open. There's nothing in this pack that really excites me, and Lens I'm going to probably play in just about any deck. Follow up the Lens, I'm going to go ahead and take the Merfolk Looter here. A little bit awkward. Yes, I just passed that Extract from Darkness and that Inkwell, but Merfolk Looter is, I think, by and far the best card in this pack. You also have a Deep Analysis. Coalition Honor Guard. If you guys have never played with this card before, it is a doozy and probably not a card that they should have printed at common in a format that's going to be drafted a lot. Remember, this is going to make life hell for you if your opponent has it, or just very good for you if you have one. While choosing targets as part of casting a spell or activating an ability, your opponents must choose at least one flag bearer. So if your opponent has a pacifism in their hand, they have to target the Honor Guard. If they pacify your Honor Guard and then they try to kill it with, say, a Flame Jab or something, well, they have to target the Honor Guard. So, kind of awkward. Very good. It's great against the enchantment deck. Your opponent can't enchant their own creatures with, say, cards like Elephant Guide. They have to target the Honor Guard. But enough about that. Merfolk Looter, Honor Guard, Deep Analysis. I'm going to go ahead and take the Looter here. And get past what looks to be a Pacifism. Some good cards in this pack, of course. If we can wield the Thunderclap Wyvern, that would be really good after taking the Pacifism, but that's not necessarily the most likely of things. Brawn is in this pack. I don't actually think Blue-Green is very good in this format, which is why I'm going to shy away from that. I do think Blue-White Flyers is good. I think Blue-Black is certainly fine. I think Blue-Red is probably the strongest of the blue pairings. But yeah, lots of fine cards here. Pacifism is going to be my pick. And here you can see a card like Daze, Shelter. They have each of the Hondens. I don't think the black one is very good, and I think the black one is probably the worst of the Hondens. But if you're able to draft the Honden deck, that is certainly sweet. No good creatures here for me. Tortoise is fine, but not amazing. Abomination is probably the best creature in the pack. Innocent Blood, Shelter. I don't want to commit into anything super early. It's best to take what's open because of the power level of the cards. You're always going to end up with like 30 playables, and so it's always best to see what's open in these type of formats. As such, I might take the Twisted Abomination here. I really like Daze as a cool card, but I don't think it's that great in Limited. But, you know what? Maybe I'll go with it. If nothing else, it's also worth like 4 tickets, so get some of your money back. I will say this, it is not worth it to draft this format online, at least unless you can win with a very, very high percentage win rate. These drafts are 25 tickets to enter, and there aren't that many valuable cards. You can open cards like Jace the Mind Sculptor, Force of Will, Wasteland, yes, but unlike in paper where cards like Mana Crypt are very expensive and worth opening, online, Mana Crypt is what, like 3 tickets or something? So the value of opening this set online is extremely diminished, and you're probably better off playing Phantom events if you want to get this experience. I'm going to go ahead and just take Power Stone here. We see cards like Night's Whisper, Thornwield Archers, Tragic Slip, but again, Power Stone will just probably go into any of my decks until we solidify more of what we're going to be doing. This pack is pretty bad, honestly. We have Wee Dragonauts and Twisted Abominations, probably the 2 best cards. Plague Witch is fine, but otherwise the rest of the cards are lackluster. I'm going to go ahead and take the Wee Dragonauts here. I know I've drafted red-blue a lot in this format if you've watched my stream, but this is the first video I've produced with Eternal Masters. So, well, maybe it'll at least feel fresh if I draft red blue in this one. All right, some nice pickups here as well. Gamble's a pretty sweet card. Desperate Ravings if I want to go into the Burning Vengeance flashbacky deck. I think I'm probably going to take Shoreline Ranger here just as a way to Island Cycle and a 3/4 flyer later in the game. But as you can see, the flashback deck is definitely real. Burning Vengeance is an uncommon, so you're not always going to pick them up, but I think it's a good deck to look into. Pyroblast versus Dream Twist. So Dream Twist is actually interesting. It is common in this format, and because it's triple Eternal Masters, you are likely to see many of these, which makes taking them a little bit more tempting, but honestly, I don't think that particular strategy is good. I almost want to take a sideboard Pyroblast. I do think that card is great when it's good, obviously. Other cards like Benevolent Bodyguard, Carrion Feet are good in their respective decks, but it's a little bit interesting of a choice here. I think I'll go ahead and take the Dream Twist just because it's a funny archetype to go to if it's open. And hey, you know what? Wheeling that other one gives me a little bit of hope. I'm going to go ahead and take it here. We do need to pick up cards like Deep Analysis, cards like Quiet Speculation even, but we'll go ahead and take the Dream Twist here. Other fine cards for us. Brainstorm, obviously. Giant Tortoise. Sting Scourger is fine as well. All right, nothing here in this pack. Stupefying Touch, not a very good card. Could certainly take the Ticking Gnomes, though, and I think that's what I'll be doing here. Not an exciting card, but goes into any deck, and 3 mana 3/3 is fine. Echo is certainly awkward, but you can always just sacrifice it in a pinch. Wow, so 3 Dream Twists in the first pack is actually a really good signal. I mean, again, this very infrequently are people going to draft this because the strategy is not very good, and the card that you're looking for is not very good. But hey, let's try this. Let's try to have some fun. I am passing a Memory Lapse and a Wildfire Emissary. Both are great cards, but getting this many Dream Twists is nice. And you know what goes in a Dream Twist deck? Giant Tortoise. 2 mana for a 1/4 blocker. Perfectly fine. I could also consider taking Tidal Wave, but I think I like where this deck is going. All right, more Tidal Waves. Okay, I'm looking for card draw. Right now I have Merfolk Looter for card draw, but really need to pick up those Deep Analysis. What else? There's plenty of other card draw. I'm just kind of blanking right now, but in the red, we're looking for things like the Faithless Looting. We mentioned before, the Desperate Ritual. Those are all great. So there is a Deep Analysis here, but we opened a Bomb rare. Glare of Subdual is very good. If you open this pick one, pack one, I would recommend taking it, or if you're in one of the 2 colors, I would highly recommend splashing it, just because there are so many of the land fixers in this format. Things like Rugged Highlands, or even Prismatic Lens, even though that's uncommon. But for us, we're looking at Honden of Infinite Rage, which I think is the best standalone Honden, and Deep Analysis. Hopefully wheeling the Faithless Looting, but that card is uncommon, so that might not be as likely of a thing to occur. Honden versus Analysis. With the double, or rather with the triple Dream Twist here, I'm more likely to take the Deep Analysis, but I think the Honden, again, is the better card. And you know what? Honden just deals so much, or does so much work in this format. There's so many good X1s, plus you can pair it with a bunch of other things like Flame Jab or other pinging effects to take care of bigger creatures. That's why cards like Flame Jab are also great in this format. I'll go ahead and take the Honden and pass the Deep Analysis, be a little bit sad. Okay. Here we have a Faithless Looting. We could take a white Honden and consider splashing it for sure. Especially if we're going in the Dream Twist deck. There's a Pacifism here. Regal Force is quite nice. Milliken's actually quite good in this deck too, since we're going to be drafting, well, hopefully a lot of flashback cards. So this is just going to ramp you and get you some extra value by putting cards in the graveyard. I think I'll go ahead and take the Honden here and consider splashing some white. Or honestly, we could just splash red as well. I'm not locked into any color, and I do have this Pacifism in the sideboard, so we'll see what this leads to. And that makes taking things like Coalition Honor Guard a little bit better too. Argothian Enchantress in the pack is kind of interesting, but what do we want to do here? I think I take the Coalition Honor Guard and see what happens. Maybe move into white. I still want to do the Dream Twist plan, but you know, we just might go the different route. Wow, okay, and then we got the blue Honden to go around along with it too. I am passing a card like Mana War, and some fixing in Windscarred Crag. But now we have, let's see, we have the red Honden, the white Honden, and now we're picking up the blue Honden. We did pass that black Honden in pack 1, but again, the black Honden is not very good, and we haven't seen the green Honden yet. So now we're going to start taking fixing a little bit higher. That prismatic lens I passed in the first pack of this pick, or this pack. Hopefully wheels, but that's unlikely. But like I mentioned before, there are a ton of land fixers in this format, so we'll be looking to pick those up pretty highly. I've actually yet to draft the Honden deck. You have to remember these cards are not mythic, rather they're legendary, so you can only have one of any given Honden on the battlefield at a time. But if you're able to get a lot of them out there, it's a nice thing. The one thing is you have to find a way to destroy your own blue Honden if it comes to that. It is very easy to deck yourself with the blue Honden, especially if you have multiples going. I think here we're just going to happily take the Mindless Automaton. This card doesn't get enough love. Could consider taking one of these white cards, and second thoughts would probably fit fine in this deck, but Automaton's just a great creature. Might be looking to cut these tidal waves right now. Alright, Pilgrim's Eye is another good fixer for us. So this is one of the enchantment removal spells we'd be looking for to kill our own Honden. Other things you consider, if you see a Gaia's Blessing, you can put that in your deck, and then if you just discard it or mill it, you're able to shuffle your graveyard back into your library. But I think Pilgrim's Eye is a pretty good pickup here. Other considerations, Sprite Noble's fine. That enchantment deck is going around for sure. We passed the Argothian Enchantress, a bunch of enchantments, and now the Mesa and the Yavimaya Enchantress as well, but we're going to ignore that for now. And it looks like take a memory lapse here. Okay. I'm trying to do the fun deck, but this might not actually work. Like I said, you should be drafting the stuff that's open, and I'm not sure this is necessarily a thing. I mean, I guess the Hondens are technically open, but it's not as cohesive a strategy as some of the other things like this Quiet Speculation leads to, or Desperate Ravings and Una's Grace. I didn't see a single Dream Twist this pack, which is a little bit concerning. There might not have been any, to be fair, because we did pick up 3 in the first pack. I think here I like taking the Quiet Speculation. Or maybe even the Ravings or the Una's Grace. Let's go with the Grace for now. Okay, wield the Faithless Looting. We're going to go ahead and take that. Giant Tortoise, or looks like Tranquil Cove, an easy pickup here for us. Some good fixing for sure. Probably still won the Wee Dragonauts, but this Dream Twist plan is looking a little bit less likely currently. Alright, Relic for sideboard. Oh, actually, we'll main deck Second Thoughts. I'll take that. Humble's fine. Shelter's very good. I'm surprised that's still in the pack. Yeah, Seal of Cleansing on the wheel. So that's not bad. We might actually main deck that for the reasons I was listing earlier. This deck is, I'm going to be completely honest, not very good. We have powerful cards, yes. We don't really have a true win condition right now. The triple Honden is kind of nice, but the strategy is all over the place. We'll hope that, I mean, if I get like a Burning Vengeance, we'll see. Maybe Dream Twist is more in line if I pick that up. But Open to Visara the Dreadful. Not an easy card to take if you are not already heavily invested in black. We do have a Serra Angel here. I'm going to take that. That's a great win con for us, and it looks like we are heavier white than red at this point, which means we'd probably put the Faithless Looting in the sideboard for now. Take the Serra Angel. Good enough for now. I would take the black Honden and I would take the green Honden if we saw them. I think they're worse than the white, the blue, and the red. Okay. Timberwatch Elf, best card probably in the pack here. Carbonize is fine. Warden of Vivos Isle, some fixing in the form of Windscarred Crag. If anything, I want to take fixing. But I also need creatures. So I'm looking at like Ballynock Cohort, I'm looking at Warden, and I'm looking at Windscarred Crag. Carbonize is also a fine pick, but I think I'd rather take the Fixing over Carbonize and then an on-color card over Fixing. I have 2 flyers right now. So Warden is not the greatest, but then again, I don't have many white creatures, so Ballynock Cohort is not very good either. I think we'll take the Warden or the Carbonize here. I'll go with the removal spell, even though I said I'd prefer the Fixing over the removal. Well, no, I lied. I'll take Warden. This is an interesting pick for sure, but Warden's probably more online with what I want to be doing. Okay, there's the green Hondens, so that gives us the 4th of the Hondens, and I did see the black one again in pack 1, so I could have had all 5 potentially. I'm passing a Silent Departure here. Thornwood Falls for Fixing. Ingester's very good too, but given that I already have 3 Hondens, I'm not going to pass another one. Very good pack again. I'm happy to take a Merfolk Looter here. Blood Artist, Symbiote for the Elf deck. Hookmaster, Memory Lapse. Looter number 2 is quite nice. And here, I think I take the Thornwood Falls just for Fixing now that I have the green Honden. I'm a little bit short on Fixing, but I think we can pick up quite a few lands just as the last pack shores up, just because we already have enough playables. Oh, okay, I lied. There's no land in this pack. Counterspell, Wonder, both good cards. Not really looking to be a Wonder deck, though. I don't have many creatures, and a lot of them already have flying, so this is a little bit redundant. I think Counterspell is probably going to serve us better here. Alright, 2 Looters, Counterspell, Daze, Lapse. We have Tortoise. Might be cutting the Una's Grace here. And again, I do want that way to kill an enchantment in case the blue Honden goes a little bit too crazy for us, so the Seal of Cleansing is probably a main deck. Silent Departure is a great pickup. And now, where's my Fixing? I have Tranquil Cove, Thornwood Falls, Pilgrim's Eye, Prismatic Lens. That's decent Fixing, but not amazing. Another Tortoise here, or another Shoreline Ranger. I think we'd rather just have the cheaper creature. Backward obviously not helping us since we don't have any black cards. Rugged Highlands? Okay, that's not the worst. It's a double off-color splash. It fixes for the red and the green Honden. And we're looking for 2 cuts. I can probably cut the Daze. Maybe taking Gnomes. I didn't get that deep analysis I was looking for, although I did pass 2 during the draft, so I guess that's on me. I'd give this deck... Well, I don't think it's very good, actually. I'm missing, like, another solid win condition. I really wanted to do the Dream Twist deck, and odd. I like 3 in the first pack and then none in the next 2 packs is really strange to me. Yeah, I guess we'll have to live with our mistakes and try to get there with either the Hondens or just some random Dirtle flyers, because I don't think this deck is anywhere as close to where you want to be for this format. But it's fine. Okay, Ballynock Cohort on the wheel. I don't think we can actually play this. Doesn't do anything for us, but it's a fine card. Alright, another Thornwood Falls is not a bad pickup. Some more green Fixing for us. Some bad cards. Rally the Peasant's good in the tokens deck, or the aggro deck, but not for us. Saw a lot of late Sentinel Spiders, and I'm a little bit sad that I didn't really take them and maybe go heavier in green, but I think it was much too late at that point. Wow, super late Shelter too. I think that card is quite good. Okay. So again, overall the deck's not very solid. I probably end up running Taking Gnomes over one of the Tortoise. And then do I have any other flyers? No, nothing else in my sideboard that I really want. So we might be running it like this and lands. Tranquil Cove, Thornwood Falls, Rugged Highlands. So honestly, I don't like. I can run 1 mountain, 1 forest, and then the rest island plains, and we should call it good there. because that'll give us at least 3 sources of all the colors, right? We have Prismatic Lens, we have Pilgrim's Eye, and then the Dual Lens. This is already 10 sources of blue, so let's go a little bit higher on white. 6, that's 7 white, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue, 2 red, 4, that's a lot of green sources actually. So maybe it's better just not to run the Rugged Highlands, since it's double off color, and just the one mountain. And then we can go heavier on either blue or white. Because it's a double color splash, it's a lot more awkward in this deck. But I guess our mana base is fine otherwise, although getting that 9th blue source is quite good. 9 blue, 7 white, red, and 3 green. Although I guess I'd rather have the red sources for the Honden, wouldn't I? No. Yeah, okay, you know what, let's go like this. 6, 5, 1, 1, that's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Gives us 9 sources of blue just in lands, 6 sources of white just in lands, 2 red, 4 green. And then we have the lens and the eye, as mentioned earlier. I'm sorry, Dream Twists, you are not meant to be. Could consider splashing the Wee Dragonaut still. Could bring in Tidal Waves for more aggressive decks, as well as the Turtle in that instance. But again, overall, this deck is not where I want to be in this format. It could be interesting, it could be fun. We do have Double Looter to help us find the 4 Hondens we do have, but I don't have high hopes for it. We'll see how it goes, though. We'll ship this for round 1, and we will see you guys back then. Don't go anywhere. Alrighty, here we are for round 1 with our janky Honden brew. I'm going to go ahead and play first. And, well, I have 3 Hondens in my hand, so I'm actually going to go ahead and just keep this. This hand is obviously not great, but sometimes you need to YOLO, and I think this is a scenario where I kind of want to YOLO. Man, if I could just draw the red Honden off the top, that would be amazing into like Prismatic Lens. Oh, that would be lovely. Alright, Silent Departure is not awful. Hopefully I don't get duressed or hymned. And hopefully I draw a land. Trying Silent Departure and Pacifism, not exactly where we want to be. Wow, my opponent started with 3 of the dual lands. Alright, Plague Witch not too relevant here. We're just looking for a land. And unfortunately, a turn late Prismatic Lens. We're just going to have to sit back here for a while and hope that our opponent doesn't find a way to make us discard these cards, because we have some good shenanigans going on. Ooh, okay, so I think our opponent's probably playing the Reanimator deck. Plague Witch and Faithless Looting are both good kind of tells that they're looking to discard cards in some capacity. Luckily for us, we have both Silent Departure and Pacifism in hand, which are pretty great versus, well, looks to be a Havoc Demon. They discarded Desperate Ravings as well. Alright, happily take my 1. And then I think I'm going to lead with the blue Honden. And start drawing extra cards. Now, I have to be careful, of course. I do have Seal of Cleansing in my deck, but if Seal of Cleansing is closer to the bottom of the library, then I can very easily lose the game. Okay, Red Honden was a great draw there, and now we found all of our Hondens. I'm going to look to kill the blue Honden relatively quickly, so don't be surprised if I have like 15 or 20 cards left in my library and I draw Seal of Cleansing and then just use it on the blue Honden immediately. Also, yeah, I'm not sure why I played out. Oh, no. Playing out with the Merfolk Looter is fine. We're probably going to get victimized or some sort here, but Extract from Darkness. Okay. But I probably wouldn't really be using the Looter anyways. Okay. So trigger on the stack, 2 to the Rager, to draw 2 cards. And I can go White Honden plus... I can go White Honden plus Pacifism, but I'm not I'm not too scared of damage right now. I could also play the green Honden and just bounce the Gargantuan, which I think is probably going to be a little bit better. Start getting creatures off the green Honden to put a clock on the opponent, who's actually deeper in their deck than me right now. 17 cards, but then again, they've drawn extra cards in the boatloads. I'm actually going to shoot the opponent here. Start going off. All right. See, we already have 18 cards in our deck. We're drawing 4 a turn. If I play the white Honden, we're going to be drawing 5 a turn, which is obviously terrifying. In fact, I guess I do play the white Honden. Like, we should be able to find our Seal of Cleansing, hopefully relatively quickly. But if not, we can start aiming cards at the opponent's face, or rather the Honden is at the opponent's face, and we're producing so many tokens as well. Alright, opponent's also digging deep with their deck. Looks like the opponent has a sweet one as well. Grixis Reanimator. Wow, and look, you know what? I'm going to bring Dream Twists in for this matchup. They're already 13 cards into their deck. I think that might be a sweet line for us to go. Yeah? Wow. So the opponent has a ton of card draw. Or ways to self-mill. Triple Dream Twist should be amazing in this matchup. Oh, this is great. Really enjoying this. Granted, remember, I started with 3 of the Hondens in my opening hand and then drew the 4th one pretty quickly. I don't think this is what I would call a normal game, but so it goes. Opponent actually flame jabbed there. Alright. Alright, there's our Seal of Cleansing. So we're almost certainly going to be using that to just take care of our blue Honden here. Memory Lapse was also a really great draw. I think we'll bash in for 2. The opponent's almost certainly going to be blocking 1 at this point. Alright, so Seal. Hold up Memory Lapse. That also gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana, so I can play Coalition Honor Guard and hold up Memory Lapse. Alright. And discard Giant Tortoise. Which is a little bit telling, actually. Discarding Giant Tortoise tells the opponent that I have something to do with 2 mana. But the opponent on a very quick clock here. Not only are they taking tons of damage from the red Honden, but they're also facing down a ton of X1s. Deathrite Shaman, that's fine. Basically irrelevant here. Torrent of Souls. So return up to 1 creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. If black was spent to cast a creature's target player controls gets +2/+2 and gain haste until end of turn. If red was spent to... Oh, and haste if red was spent to cast. So I think we'll just Memory Lapse that. And I think I'm okay killing the blue Honden here at end of turn. We'll still be dealing 3 to the opponent's face. Wow, they're going real deep. Alright, so they're going to draw that Torrent and 1 other card. And a Hymn to Turok. Alright, so let's kill the blue Honden. Let's deal 3 to the opponent. And get a bunch of creatures and life. If I win with Silent Departure? Not quite. Alright, I hit them for 7. Actually, if I had left the Honden alive, I would have won. I should have thought of that. If I had left the Honden alive, the opponent would have taken 1 more damage from the red Honden, would have been at 8. I hit them for 7 here, and then I ticking gnomes for the win. So it's a little bit awkward. Okay, I guess, yeah, we'll just attack with everything. Not sure how I can lose here. I think I just pass up with second thoughts mana and whatnot. Opponent dead to the Honden by itself next turn. They do have the Deathrite Shaman with some green open to gain life if they wanted, but all right, we took the first game there. I think we got lucky. We had our opening craziness in hand. So I'm going to put in the Dream Twists. I'm going to take out the Warden. I'm going to take out the Tortoise. And one other random card. Probably can take out Ticking Gnomes too. And we'll go the Dream Twist route now. That makes putting the Screeching Scab in the deck a little bit more tempting, but I'm not exactly sure what I'd cut. Maybe like the Mindless Automaton in place for the Scab. Since the Scab, well, no, never mind. I think I'll leave that in like this. But bringing the triple Dream Twist seems sweet. The opponent, as we saw, has a bunch of ways to filter through their deck and draw a ton of cards. So let's ship this and go to game 2. All right, game 2 here. Opponent mulligan to 6, and we have a very classic hand of Dream Twist, Counterspell, Serra Angel with only blue and green lands. I'm going to keep this though. It's perfectly fine. We can Counterspell on turn 2, and with the Honden draw, a red source would be real nice. Ooh. All right. Well, drawing a Honden into a Honden seems pretty good. And a white source for us as well. I'm not going to Dream Twist until the opponent is very far along in their deck. Wow. 4 of those lands is nice. So, just going to happily pass. No reason for me to do anything if the opponent's not doing anything either. Prowling Pangolin. Yeah, we'll counter that and then play the Honden. And we should be in good spirits. Can also play Serra Angel too, but I think we just want to draw the extra cards for now. We're not going to be very close to decking anytime soon. Ooh, actually Automaton's great with the blue Honden. I guess we'll give the opponent a target to kill if they have a kill spell, even though this is not our... This is more like a distraction. Well, Havoc Demon's quite good. So here, I think we just play the Automaton and the Power Stone. And then next turn we can start discarding extra irrelevant cards to the Automaton and digging even deeper into our deck. Havoc Demon's a nice one against us, though. I mean, we have, what, Pacifism, and we have Silent Departure to kind of deal with it. Oh, and we have the Second Thoughts, which is even better since the Havoc Demon doesn't die. Alright, so the opponent's cycling Twisted Abomination, getting a Swamp. We might see the Extract from Darkness here. Oh, Torrent of Souls. That's sweet. Okay. Good play by the opponent. I guess I'm just going to block with the Automaton and draw a card so I don't take 14 damage. Bad draws. Bad draws. Hey, Silent Departure is a good one, though. And the Pilgrim's Eye for a red source. Awesome. So I can Pilgrim's Eye. Find our red source. Play our red Honden. And Silent Departure, the Havoc Demon, because it costs more. And then just attack for 4, because we can. Hopefully this Dream Twist plan pans out. I'll be drawing 3 cards a turn here now. I think it's actually okay to take a hit here for 5, but I'm going to go ahead and block anyways, just to play it safe. We just want to buy time. And I think cashing in the Pilgrim's Eye for 5 life right now, or yeah, for 5 life right now is completely worth it, since it'd probably be blocking the Havoc Demon anyways. Okay. Opponent's going to annihilate my Sarah Angel. Hopefully he doesn't have another follow-up creature. And then I can just Silent Departure the Twisted Abomination. Ooh, a Burning Vengeance, though. That is awesome. That is spicy for sure. All right, there's the White Honden for us. Good. And another Dream Twist. Perfect. All right. So let's get the Honden online. Silent Departure. And we know the opponent has him, so I'm going to play the Island here just so I can double Dream Twist in case the opponent aims at him at me. Oh, this is great. Both of these decks are awesome. Like, mine is complete Dirtle Jank Honden. The opponent is on sweet Grixis graveyard shenanigans. Actually, more than just Grixis, right? Because the Jungle Hollows, which I guess they're just in there for the Deathrite Shaman value and life gain, but this is an awesome match. All right, so I could aim it at the Twisted Abomination, but the opponent just regenerates in response, and we're gaining 6 life off of the White Honden anyways, so I'm not too concerned. Oh baby, yeah. All right, this is sick. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 mana. So Honor Guard, Merfolk Looter. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can play a tap land here pretty safely. Gain some more life. Still looking for that that Seal of Cleansing, though. We're going to need to deal with this Honden real soon. Only have 13 cards left in my library. I'm glad the opponent's drawing cards. And his Grace now in the graveyard. Alright, Firebolt. And when the opponent tries to flashback the Firebolt, we get to actually... Oh, I see, never mind. We played it the smart way. Alright, fair enough. So they retraced Una's Grace to kill my Honor Guard with the Vengeance. Oh yeah, they keep drawing cards. They're already at 19 cards left in their library. So actually, if I'm able to get my other Dream Twist, which we should be able to in the next turn or two, we get to mill them out. Glacial Wall, Pacifism, alright. No Seal, no Dream Twist. We kill ourselves in 2 turns. Currently, anyways. I don't think there's much reason to pacify that when we just played a wall. Oh, okay, so there's the hymn. So we're going to Dream Twist twice in response. So that we don't discard it and we get the full value on the Dream Twists. Oh, I discarded the Memory Lapse. Okay, that's bad. Well, now we might lose this game to self-deck. Because if the Seal of Cleansing is on the bottom, what, 3 cards of our library? Oh, no, I guess I'm only drawing 4 cards. I'm only drawing 4 cards. For some reason, I thought I had the 4th Honden online. Yeah, so actually, we're okay. I draw 3 and 1, 3 and 1. The opponent could start Una's Gracing me, though, is the thing. Oh, this match is hilarious. Okay, so the opponent is targeting me with Una's Grace. Okay, planes is not what we needed. So I have 4 draws to find. Oh, the opponent meant to kill my Glacial Wall. Not that it really matters. They're not killing me with damage this game. It's going to be close. It is going to be close. All right. I guess I'll end of turn Dream Twist. Get some more cards from the opponent. End of turn Dream Twist. Rorix as well, and a Flame Job. All right, this is it. So let's find our last Dream Twist. Oh no! Last card. No! Am I actually dead? So now I think I lose, right? Wow, so our bottom of our library has the Seal of Cleansing. The Seal of Cleansing and the last Dream Twist. Dang. I think we actually lose now. That's kind of sick. I guess I don't lose if the opponent doesn't have another land to flashback Una's Grace targeting me. But if they do, I lose. Oh, they're going to Faithless lose. Oh, because they find a land, right? Right. Oh, that's so insane. That is so insane. Yeah, Una's Grace targeting me. Okay, but wait. If the opponent casts like Faithless Looting again, they lose. I guess I assume they're just going to pass now because I'm dead right here. Yeah, if the opponent casts a spell to draw a card, they lose. Come on, baby. Just do it. Yes! The opponent did it! Oh, so good! So good. So they gave me a card with Una's Grace, and then they killed themselves because they flashbacked the Desperate Ritual, or Ravings. Oh my god. That's awesome. Yeah, the opponent just should have passed the turn there. I was dead on board. Woo! We did it. All right, we won the first round with our Dirtle Hondens. That was awesome. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned for round 2. Here for round 2 with our 4-color Dirtle Honden deck. Yeah, let's play first again. And one more land, and I'd happily keep that, excuse me. But I think we're going to have to ship this down to 6. All right. This hand is fine. I'm kind of a mulligan to 5 already, but we do get a scry, and we do have some early interaction, so certainly a hand that we'll see where it can go. All right, looks like opponent's going to join me on 6 for now. Maybe potentially even go down to 5. Like I said, we'll keep the 6, and hoping to scry a mountain on top. But hey, like a Rugged Highlands would be fine. I'd take the Prismatic Prism, or whatever lens. Memory Lapse pretty good on the play when your opponent's mulliganing. Hopefully they don't just lead off with a turn 1 land or elf or something silly. Alright. Should we... Alright. Yeah, we'll keep the island on top even though it's not the best. And we'll lead off with the island and go. Turn 2, just pass with memory lapse. See where we go from there. Don't duress me. Awesome. I think I just memory lapse anything the opponent casts. Yeah, even a lens there. Because we got our game plan pretty set up forward. And if the opponent missed a land drop, then we kind of get them. All right, nice. Ooh, and we even ripped the mountain. Hey, look at that. So, and with this Thornwood Falls in my hand, I can already cast every single Honden in the deck. So if we can just draw Hondens for the rest of the game, would not mind that. Pilgrim's Eye, not too much of an issue. I think the only card I can't cast is, what, Sarah Angel? Because I have double, or because it requires double white. Honden already doing work here, taking care of the Pilgrim's Eye for free. Well, Second Thought's not exactly the card we're looking for, but we do have some nice removal in hand should the opponent start getting on the offensive. Blue-black, what do you got? Red. Oh, another Grixis deck. Oh, and they have a red Honden too. Alright, so our Seal of Cleansing gets some extra value because we can even start shooting the opponent's things. Well, unfortunately, now I can't play my Merfolk Leader. Sad days. In fact, I have another Merfolk Leader in my deck, which that stops off as well. You can almost certainly assume that this opponent has the black Honden that we passed in pack 1. Giant Tortoise. Alright, that's not too relevant here. Right. I honestly might just cycle the Second Thoughts on the opponent's Giant Tortoise. Now, Coalition Honor Guard doesn't work on Honden because it's a triggered ability, and this says activating or casting. So unfortunately for us, playing Honor Guard does not mean we get to loot. What do you got, opponent? Blight's ending. Alright, well there goes our Coalition Honor Guard. Oh no, and Tragic Slip to take care of the Warden. The opponent did not attack, which makes sense, because if they attack, the Tortoise becomes tapped, and then I just get to shoot it. Alright, we'll play the long con. We will play the long con back and forth. Me with a dead card and 2 cards that I don't want to cast in hand. The opponent with 1 card after whatever they cast. Oh, a Charbelcher! Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Well, now this could be an issue. I mean, I doubt the opponent gets too many big hits with that, but obviously that is a possibility. Honden? Ticking Gnomes. I guess I cast it. Doesn't actually do anything, but it might make the opponent target my Ticking Gnomes with Charbelcher, and then I'll just sack it and shoot them for 1. Yeah, and I don't want to pay the Echo anyways, so we'll just fizzle that and shoot them for 1 pass turn. This is an odd game for sure. Like, I really want the opponent to play some random creature that wants to attack, just so I can Second Thoughts it away. Like that, that's fine. A 2/3? Perfect. Because now they'll attack the 2/3 into me. And I'll get to cycle my Second Thoughts finally. Unless I draw Honden this turn, I'll just cast it out, obviously. And if not, then we will say go. and get belched. For how much? Let's find out. 0. All right. But that is basically a scry. The opponent didn't want to draw a land anyways. So putting on the bottom of their library for them is fine, especially when this game, you know, they're not doing anything else with their mana anyway. All right, last card in hand. Wake of Vultures. Okay. I'm going to second thoughts the Sage here, but the opponent is almost certainly just going to sack it to the Vulture in response. But if they do, then they don't get to use the Charbelcher in return, and I get to pacify the Wake. Oh, they didn't. Okay. Interesting. Well, now I'll target the Wake of Vultures with the Honden. If they want to sack their Giant Tortoise in response, then I'll just pacify it afterwards. And I've kind of gotten a nice... Oh, wait, they just sacked their Vulture. I don't know if the opponent meant to do that. And we're still not drawing anything, unfortunately. All right. Pass and go. Eventually, we'll find some more business. Oh, nice of the opponent just play out their lands for me. All right, we get to kill the tortoise or turtle now. Tortoise. We get to kill their creature now. Thin out our deck a little bit. I guess if I'm going to play the looter, this is the turn to do it. So now the opponent's probably going to Charbelch one of my creatures and then ping the Merfolk looter. Oh wow, they went to my face and they hit me for 4. Okay. Tragic Slip, Memory Lapse, Animate Dead. Good to note. Almost certainly has to take out the looter there, yeah. And they drew... What did they draw? Ugh, Shoreline Ranger's kind of gross. Come on, baby. Give me a Honden, or the Seal of Cleansing, or more land. What the heck? Getting a little bit unlucky here. Flooding out quite hard, and it looks like the opponent's just going to aim Belcher at my face. They didn't even bother trying to kill the Pilgrim's Eye. They hit for 2 again. Alright. Well, their clock is tick-tocking me. Spell, please. Seal or a Honden? Wow. That's kind of unreal. We're at, what, 9 spells, and we have 5, 9, 10, 11, 12 land? My gosh. Deep Analysis, now the card that they hit, in addition with a land. Oh, this is brutal. Oh, and now they drew something huge, too. Is this Inkwell? This is the Inkwell we passed? Yeah, that's not real. That's not real. Yeah, and just much too late. A turn sooner and we win the game. But, of course, I fled like no other. That was gross. I guess I could consider bringing in Dream Twist against this matchup as well. Not when where creatures are that relevant. So Glacial Wall, Tortoise can easily be cuts. In fact, Second Thoughts is probably a fine cut as well. I kind of want to bring in Daze. Maybe take out the Ticking Gnomes. Just leaving creatures that are either evasive or have some other sort of value. Yeah, and I think we'll just run it back like this. Hope to draw better. Alright, game 2, round 2. We are down a game versus the... Well, it's basically blue-black Reanimator splashing red Honden. This hand is alright, not great. The Dream Twists aren't doing anything early, but we do have 2 of our Hondens in our hand. And 4 mana already, I can cycle the Shoreline Ranger should I need to. And this Automaton, not the worst. I'm almost certainly just going to be cycling the Shoreline Ranger, even though we know the opponent has like Animate Dead and could reanimate my Ranger. This deck really wants to hit its 5th land. And that also leaves me more likely to draw some of my other mana sources. Like that Rugged Highland, which was absolutely perfect. Alright. And now I can cast everything. So I'll go Automaton next turn. You. Oh, I guess we'll go Honden next turn. Into double Honden. All right. Start her off. Now the opponent gets to finally see how many Hondens I actually have in my deck. I think I might actually lead with the green one, though, just to get some creatures on the ground. It's probably stupid. It's probably almost certainly better to lead with the blue. Yeah, who am I kidding? Let's get the blue one online. Bam. And, I mean, yeah, the opponent could potentially FO or Factor Fiction a turn here, or reanimate a huge creature very quickly, but this is looking good for us currently, for obvious reasons. Peregrine Drake, okay, that's a little bit annoying. Into Cephalid Sage, sure. Not really too problematic, although they are annoyingly 2/3s right now. Alright. And we'll play out the 5th Honden, or rather the 3rd Honden for 5 mana, and we can start shooting their X3s. My hand's pretty nice, though. Double counter. Like, we can just sit back on these counters now that we have the triple Honden, rather, going. We almost certainly won't be missing any more lands drops. We're going to be drawing 4 cards a turn here. Alright, another flyer. Again, annoying, but we should be okay. So let's shoot the flyer. Draw some cards. Ooh, Daze, interesting. Hey, Sarah Angel, also not too shabby. In fact, 3, 4, 5. We can play Sarah Angel and hold up Memory Lapse and Counterspell. If the opponent's just shooting our spirits, that's excellent. We're getting 3 of them a turn, and they can only shoot 1 a turn. Tragic Slip, we will certainly just counter. Could also, remember, Memory Lapse Dream Twist is basically a hard counter. So that's something to note. This game's going very well. This Honda deck is actually pretty fun, even if it's seemingly, at least to me, not very good. Alright, I mean, I'll block if you attack. Nice. And now we get a shoot. Actually, I don't even have to worry about the 2/3. I'd rather just go for the face for 3 here. Alrighty. Let's go to combat. Fashion for 4. And then next turn I'll start attacking with all of the spirits. Play our land for the turn. And we want to hold up Memory Lapse. So let's play a Power Stone. And Prismatic Lens. And say go. Ooh, opponent shot the Sarah Angel. They could shoreline range it, I guess. Carbonize, though, is not going to work as we put that back on top of their library. Say no thank you. And the opponent just scoops. All right. Yeah, as soon as we get our Hondens online, I think it's very hard for us to lose, but until that point, we are obviously very vulnerable. But the deck previously and this deck, too, the ones that we're playing against are slow as well, so it gives us some time to find those. Let's go to Game 3. Game 3, Round 2. We have a nice hand. We're on the draw. Prismatic Lens. Some nice fixing. Hopefully we can find some of our other Hondens, because the green one is definitely the worst, but like I mentioned, both of our decks are pretty slow, so I'm hoping that's a thing. Honestly, I might just go turn 3 Warden, turn 4 Shoreline Ranger, and call it a day. I don't think playing out the Honden is that relevant here. Oh, Mountain is nice. Don't counter me. Don't kill me, please. Just pass the turn. No! I blade in? Alright, fine. You got me. You got me. Sad days. Hey! Well, there's a forest. I'm just going to jam the Honden here, and then next turn we can Shoreline Ranger. Don't need Pilgrim's Eye since we already have all of our mana. I was going to have to Pilgrim's Eye before we drew the forest. In order to cast the Honden, but... Oh, it looks like opponent's probably going to animate Dead the Twisted Abomination, which is fine at this point. We have the green Honden pooping out blockers. Oh, maybe not. They just played a land. Hey! Is that a good draw? Seems like a pretty good draw. Alright! Man, I mean, obviously we've been getting very lucky, but this Honden deck is sweet. Oh no! The opponent has the black Honden! Alright, well, I figured that as much, so... That has not come to as a surprise to me. Plus, I'm drawing so many cards that it's not a huge deal. So I guess I keep the planes in hand to discard. And just jam the flyer and pass. Yeah, so there were probably like, what, 7 or 8 Hondens in this entire draft. The black one, which I assume is the one that we opened. The 4 that we got, and then the red one the opponent has. Alright, well, double Dream Twist certainly awkward here, but whatever. I don't think I want to Silent Depart my Shoreline Ranger. I think we're just going to Pilgrim's Eye, find another white source, and then play out the Mindless Automaton and pass again, discarding the Thornwood Falls. Eventually we'll find one of our other 2 Honden. There's a good or rather Silent Departure target. Wow, 3 Dream Twists. So that's already 18 cards that we can mill from the opponent here. So we'll just Silent Depart, bash in. I can discard 100 cards to Mindless Automaton right now to make it huge. Which looks like I will be doing since the opponent blocked. We don't need Looter. And I don't need this extra land. I'm going to play the Honor Guard out and then just discard the Dream Twist. Could have also considered removing counter from Automaton, but I don't think we're milling the opponent out. I mean, we just have so many creatures now with the with the green Honden. And just like that, we're 2-0! Hey! So we're going to the finals with our Dirtle Honden deck. Opponent was a lot heavier red than I had anticipated. But yeah, on to the finals. Awesome. And here we are in the finals with our 4-color Honden deck. We are on the draw, and I guess this is a keep. 3 of our colors, no Hondens, but at least we have things to potentially do. Turn 4 Serra Angel is not the worst. Uh-oh, if the opponent's on the red-black aggro deck, that could be a problem, though. Although, them not having a 1 or 2 drop is really nice for me. Hopefully, they just don't do much for the first few turns of the game. Dead Bridge Shaman. Okay, well, we're going to go with Worn Power Stone. And then Serra Angel. So I'll be able to play Serra Angel next turn and Silent Departure, which is pretty nice. Uh-oh, what is this? Dragon Egg. Oh, okay, so they're on the red-black sack deck, yeah. That is fine. Innocent Blood is something I should be scared of here. Yeah, Innocent Blood could really be bad for me. I'm questioning whether or not I should even use Silent Departure. I think I just hold on to it now. Because if they Innocent Blood, I want to be able to bounce the dragon. Or rather, if they just find a way to sack it. Hey, called it. All right. Glad I didn't do that now. White Honden is the card that we're going to want to draw here. If the opponent didn't have a play, that would be really nice too, but they did. Counterspell a little bit late to the party. Alright, we'll bounce the dragon. 2, 4, 6. And honestly, I might just silent depart the zombie too. I can't play Merfolk Looter and hold up Counterspell, but this is fine. Gonna be taking some beats here, falling to at least 10. Alright. And Prismatic Lens. Not the card we were looking for. I'm going to keep these lands in hand for looter's purposes, and we can still hold up Counterspell here. I'm going to assume the opponent has some more removal, but we'll see. Annihilate maybe end of turn. Tragic Slip, not good enough to counter. And now we are at our wit's end. Hold the baby. Blood Artist. Okay, that's bad for us. Luckily, the opponent didn't have that earlier in the match. So I fall down to 5 here, and then I need to draw some nice things. Oh, wait, what is this? Malicious Affliction. Unfortunate. Okay, so I go to 4. And I need to rip something nice. Come on, Deela. Hey. Alright, well, I guess when you draw, what, 5 spells and 7 lands, or whatever it is, 6 spells, 8 lands. Not going to be too good for us. Do I have a tortoise in my sideboard? I do, so let's bring in another tortoise. I can consider bringing in these tidal waves too, although they're not that good. I think Second Thoughts is actually a little bit too slow, but I can probably leave it in. Maybe Memory Lapse should be a thing. Yeah, let's just bring in the tortoise, take out the lapse. Consider bringing in tidal waves. Actually, I'd probably cut Warden for a tidal wave. Yeah, let's do that instead. We're not winning through like small creatures. If we can just land the Hondens, we should be good. I'll do this and then ship it back for a game 2. Alrighty, game 2 of the finals. We are down a game. Opponent went up to 41 cards. Let's play first versus the aggro deck. And we'll keep this. We have perfect mana and a turtle on turn 2. Should have actually led with Rugged Highlands to play. Yeah, I should. This was a mistake already. Turn 1 mistake. Rugged Highlands into Island would have let me cast the red Honden if I draw it. Wasn't really thinking though. Kind of just played out my land, all willy-nilly like. But this is fine. I'll play the Rugged Highland next turn. I don't need to develop out this Glacial Wall just yet. Night's Whisper, sure. And fortunately, I did not get punished. Alright, turtle beats. And let's draw some spells, please. Spells would be pretty good here, for obvious reasons. Let's just go white Honden into blue Honden. I would like that. Hey, opponent with nothing to do on turn 3 is pretty good too. In fact, we're probably just going to hold up Counterspell here now. And the next turn we can go Glacial Wall with Counterspell backup, if they don't do anything again. Innocent Blood. So I'm not going to counter that, but I think the opponent's probably going to play Wake Dancer as a follow-up. And indeed it is the Wake Dancer, and we will happily counter that. Honden, this is the perfect time to draw a 5-mana Honden. Bam! That is not a 5-mana Honden, if you were wondering. Alright. Say go. See what we can do here. I mean, we're under no pressure, 23 life, but the opponent has 6 cards in hand. Blood Artist and pass, hopefully? And I draw blue Honden? One time, blue Honden? No? No? More planes? Okay, that's good too. We have our Silent Departure in the graveyard, but there's no reason to use it yet. Carrion Feeder. Not relevant against my Glacial Wall currently. Dragon Egg. Alright, well, if we can fade another Innocent Blood, that'd be pretty nice, but Carrion Feeder can sack the Dragon Egg as well. They're probably going to do it at the end of my turn, though. Just so that I don't Silent Departure. I mean, I guess I do have a lot of mana sources in my deck, but this is kind of absurd. I guess this is just payback for all the run good I had during the first 2 rounds. Because not gonna lie, we drew very well during the first 2. Alright. No pump. Tooth and Claw! What the? So actually, this is the first time I've seen this card cast. I don't think it's particularly great, but it definitely has some uses. I'm just gonna sack it to the Carrion Feeder in response, almost certainly. Oh no, they sacked it to the. Wait, why would they do it like that? Interesting. I'm not sure why the opponent got a Carnivore instead of just keeping their Carrion Feeder. I'm not going to complain. And Merfolk Looter is not a bad draw if it survives, but I'm not going to assume it is versus red-black. Hold. Alright, Gravedigger. Hey, that's fine. They're probably getting back Dragon Egg for the value with the Tooth and Claw, but that means our Merfolk Looter's not dying this turn. Alright, looks like they did get back the egg. And we get to a loot! Good news. Hondens, Hondens, Hondens. That's not bad, I guess. Honden, Honden. No more land. Yes, we did it! There are Hondens in the deck. They do exist. And we'll put the seal here. So in response to the Dragon Egg, I'm going to kill the Tooth and Claw. Honden pretty good versus X1s. Just saying. Just saying. There's a slight advantage or disadvantage to me not using Seal of Cleansing immediately. I guess before playing the Honden, because now the opponent knows I'm going to start pinging their 3/1s. But I think we're okay with this. And as soon as we get 2 Hondens rolling, provided I don't deck myself, which is obviously very, very possible. Any of the other Hondens are just gas. Oline. Alright, well, there's also a downside of not using the seal immediately. I gave the opponent a chance to activate Morbid, so that's on me. My bad. My bad there. Okay. I guess I'm going to go ahead and just seal the Tooth right now, since I'm probably going to be doing it anyways. Alright. Gamble. Interesting. Let's see what they discard. Discarded a Bloodfell Cave, so I assume that's not what they got. Ooh, and the white Honden. Alright. Well, now I just need to find the green Honden and we're set. I'm gaining 4 life a turn and I'm pinging for 2 to anything. That was an excellent draw. God, the white Honden is so brutal versus these type of decks. The thing is, I wonder if it's correct to not even cast the blue Honden now. What was that? Urborg Uprising? Sure. Getting back Carrion Feeder and Blood Artist? Sure. Because now I'm gaining so much life and dealing with most of the opponent's creatures. Like, eventually I should be able to run him out of creatures. Although if he makes Carrion Feeder, bigger than a 2/2, that could be a problem. Just carrion feeder and multiple creatures in the same turn and then sack them all to carrion feeder. That's probably the line the opponent's going to need to take. Alright. But, I mean, I've already gained 8 life off of the Honden after the opponent passes turn here, so... should be looking good. I could also consider shooting the egg there just so the opponent doesn't get to sack it on their terms. But we also need to start clocking the opponent. Like, currently it looks like I might just deck them because they have 16 cards, whereas I have 21. We'll have to see, though. Alright, Beetleback Chief's annoying. Now he plays Carrion Feeder plus Blood Artist. That's definitely a thing. That is most definitely a thing. So I think I need to target the Blood Artist first here. The opponent will sack the Artist and the Egg to the Carrion Feeder in response. Is my assumption. Yep, alright. Alright, so Blood Artist and Egg, to the feeder they go. Ticking Gnomes. I guess that just blocks for a turn. Go ahead and pacify the Carrion Feeder now. And pass it away. Another Dragon Egg, wow. Alright. Well, the Dragon Eggs are annoying, but they're not too bad anymore since I have 2 Hondens to just continuously shoot down the dragons. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll take 4 and then I'll gain 4. This is still good for me. Deadbridge Shaman, sure. Alright, let's shoot the dragon. Let's gain some life. Let's pay Echo. Maybe draw another Honden. Green Honden. Ooh, Automaton's also very, very good for us. That's not a bad one. And now we just get to durdle while our opponent tries to find a way to break through. Alright. Egg down, feeder large. I'll take, what, 2, 3, 4, 5? I think we'll just block the Dead Bridge with our Ticking Gnomes. And then I'll discard the Plains to the Mindless Automaton so I don't have to discard it to the Dead Bridge. Yes. Oh, Tragic Slip, I see. Activating Morbid here. Sure. Alright, I can... Oh, I guess I don't want to draw a card in response, do I? Oh, actually, I can draw a card and then use the Ticking Gnome to shoot a Goblin or something. But that's probably not worth it, never mind. We'll just let this happen. Remember, I'd be discarding a card from the Dead Bridge if I drew a card off the Mindless Automaton, so there's not much reason to do that. Alright, just pass, say go again. Take 4, gain 4. Opponent has 3 dragon eggs in their deck. Shoot the beetle back. Draw more lands and pass. Opponent draws a Gravedigger. Starts going off with Carrion Feeder again. Wow. This is... Oh, Gravedigger into Gravedigger. Into Carrion Feeder. Yeah, okay. I need to draw something now. I do need to draw something. Okay, he's going to go Beetle back and try to go wide. Okay, that's fine. Alright, shoot another Gravedigger. More land. Ay. Beetleback Chief, yes. Carrion Feeder, okay. Well, I mean, if I keep ripping lands and the opponent keeps drawing spells, we could lose this game still, I suppose. Oh, he didn't sack it to his Carrion Feeder. Okay, so mistake on the opponent's part. Tortoise, not a bad draw. Spells are good. This white Honden has done thousands of percentages of work. So we'll just block a goblin here, make him sack it. I'll take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, and then kill the dragon, which is the relevant part here. Oh, okay, again the opponent's missing the sack on the Carrion Feeder. So this Carrion Feeder should actually be a 4/4 currently. There he goes. Wow, this is unreal. Unreal Flood. I mean, the opponent's drawn the same amount as land as me, but they're also a lot deeper in their deck. Let's see if they remember to sack the goblin. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go to 7, then go to 11. Kill the Gravedigger. Opponent forgot to sack again. Yeah, soon that Carrion Feeder is going to outrace my Honden, but I'll eventually find another Honden or a spell. Seems to me like if... Yeah, I'm just going to take 4 here. Okay. Opponent's missed like 3 or 4 sacks on the Carrion Feeder at this point. Which is obviously fine by me. Again, I'll happily just trade 4 for 4. Hey, they remembered. Well done. Alright, another beater. I'll attack, I'll attack. Let's start getting the opponent. We might actually beat them with damage in this game, given the way that this has gone. Two to you, gain 4. More land. I'm going to go ahead and jump with the turtle. Exhilarating game we have here, ladies and gentlemen. White Honden has gained me approximately 2,000 life. Oh no! Got ruined. We just go face here, because then we kill the opponent in 2 turns. Hey! There's another card that is good. Protected by our Coalition Honor Guard. Alright. Lethal next turn. Looks like we'll be going to a game 3. Did I speak too soon? What is this? Battle Squad? What? Okay. I guess that's fine in their deck. They're still just dead on board. I shoot them for 2 and then attack with both my flyers. Nice. Our other Hondens hiding. Green one at the bottom of the deck. Again, I just don't think this is a matchup where we can expect that game to go like that. I don't think Dream Twists are good versus the opponent. Especially with all their graveyard shenanigans. They're dead until I can just one-shot them, right? Makes it super awkward to bring them in. Yeah, I think we'll just ship it back and let's win game 3 of the finals with our Honden deck. Alright, here we are, game 3 of the finals. We're on the draw. We have a turn 2 Tortoise, and if I can draw a white source to get that Honden down, man, I'm going to be feeling real nice. Alright, 2 Hondens in hand now. Let's find that white source. Blood Artist. Alright, well that sucks. Hey, white source. Okay, Tortoise into Thornwood Falls, land cycle into White Honden, hopefully. Just don't duress me before I get to play my White Honden. And Green Honden. If I can, like, if I go White Honden into Green Honden, I don't think we can lose. Oh, no plays? Oh, and we have drew the blue Honden too? I don't think it's worth attacking. Oh, come on, baby. No! No, our Hondens. Well, there goes our white Honden. Darn it. We still have the blue and green, fortunately, but man. Oh, he took the green Honden. Wait, what? Oh. Oh, that's absurd for us. We might have a chance again. I guess given that the opponent hasn't done anything, their hand is extremely slow, but... Wow, that's a boon. That is an extreme boon. I can even just start attacking with my turtle. Interesting, interesting. I approve of everything that's happening here. Alright, start the life drain. And start the card draw. Drawing 3 a turn, gaining 4 a turn. Not too bad. Opponent's still stuck on lands. Can we do it? Can we get there with the Honden deck? Please. It's a lot of lands. But it's alright. Got my mindless automaton now. Gamble. Oh, he's probably getting a tragic slip here. Discards a Wake Dancer, though. That's good. I'm guessing the opponent has tragic slip. No tragic slip there. Okay. Okay, found our red source. Incoming mindless automaton. I can even attack with Tortoise, but... I don't mind the opponent sacking the Blood Artist this early. Get to draw 2 more cards off the Mindless Automaton once the opponent kills it. Oh, they don't have Tragic Slip. I'm not even sure what they gambled for now. Beetleback Chief? Okay, sure. Getting bigger. Red Honden, please? That's also a very good draw. Protects our Mindless Automaton. Hopefully this isn't a game where Sela Cleansing is at the bottom. That would be sad. Because currently I'm on a 6-turn clock myself. I mean, I guess it was smart for the opponent to take the green Honden in that scenario. Their hand was just too slow and dirtily. Victimize, Blood Artist, and Wake Dancer. That's pretty good. Alright, good value there. At this point, the Blood Artist is not about them dealing me damage. It's about them gaining life to prolong the game. And so that's why I need to draw the red Honden here. Because honestly, I can't really push through currently. Well, Sela Cleansing is a fine draw, obviously. It's what we were looking for. Again, not sacking to the Carrion Feeder. I'm going to loot here, since we drew the seal. Don't need Tidal Wave anymore. Play the old TikTok. I'm going to play the Cleansing, just so that it doesn't get discarded from my hand. That is very easily a way I can lose. Not going to play the other Tortoise out as better as discard fodder. Sure. This game. Sure. You know what? I'm going to sack the looter. It does the least amount here. Come on, Red Honden. I pay our 3 tax. Gain 4, draw 2, draw 1. Ay, ay, ay. And still not finding Red Honden. I need to be aggressive though. I need to force some action. Actually, why didn't I just Ticking Gnome the frickin' Blood Artist? I'm stupid. I should have done this earlier. Even though we know the opponent has double Gravedigger in their deck. More missed Carrion Feeder triggers. Alright. I guess Tortoise, hold up counterspell, pass. I probably need to kill my blue Honden at this point. Maybe give it one more turn where I draw 3. Then I have 7 turns to find something. I'll counterspell. Yeah, Gravedigger here. That represents another Blood Artist. Alright, last card draw for me before I sack the Cleansing. Alright, well, Sir Angel is a fine draw. It's still at 22. It's hilarious. Uh-oh. Another Gravedigger? No. Oh, the Urborg Uprising for Gravedigger and Blood Artist. Oh, no, wait. They didn't get the Gravedigger. What did they get? War Marshal, Blood Artist. Sure. Alright. Killing the blue Honden now. I'm never using the Second Thoughts or Looter, probably, but... Six cards in my library. Opponent with Blood Artist and War Marshal in their hand. Battle Squadron, sure, that's irrelevant. We can pacify it. There's the Blood Artist, unfortunately. Oh, can we win? Pretty dang close. Pacify the Beetleback. Bounce the Squadron. Attack with everything. I'm not going to flash back the Silent Departure on the Blood Artist because they're kind of forced to chump with it this turn, feels like. Good. Hold on to these for more discards on Automaton. Can flash back the Departure next turn on the Squadron. Yep. Alright, I think we got there. What a weird match this was. War Marshal, the last card an opponent's hand, so I think they're actually just dead on board now. Yep. And that's it. Wow! We 3-0'd with the Dirtle Honden deck, beating some decks that I thought we weren't going to beat. Some of those games our Hondens were on the bottom of our library are pretty dang close. Wow, that was amazing, though. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this first look at Eternal Masters here with me, Numot the Nummy, Kenji Egashira on Numot Gaming. Hopefully there will be a lot more. Leave questions or comments down below, and we'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.